Have you ever imagined that the first public flight, defying gravity with an airplane heavier than air, happened far from the United States? Before the Wright brothers became symbols of aviation, a visionary Brazilian was already paving the way in the skies over Paris, thrilling crowds and doing the impossible right before their eyes. Santos Dumont, the father of aviation in the hearts of many, didn't fly to hide his invention or protect it with secret patents. He flew for all to see to prove that the sky was for those bold enough to reach for it. And the question remains, why has this story been so hidden from the American public? Could there be more to aviation history than we were taught? Dumont's journey is one of courage, innovation, and a philosophy that transcends time and space. Today, let's dive into the legacy of this brilliant Brazilian, whose wings were made not only of metal, but of dreams and daring. Are you ready to uncover the true pioneer of the skies? Santos Dumont was born into an environment brimming with opportunity and curiosity, a thriving coffee plantation in Brazil. From an early age, he found himself surrounded by gears and wheels of farming machinery, tools that breathed life into the vast plantation. Young Dumont didn't see these machines as mere tools. He saw them with the fascination of someone looking through a window to the future. Amidst all this movement, he developed a keen eye for the potential of machines and technology, sparking a curiosity that would soon become a thirst for knowledge. Brazil's influence on his upbringing was immense. There, he realized that the future could be far bigger than the hills and fields around him. While other kids played with regular toys, Dumont devoured books and scientific magazines that brought news from distant places like the United States and France. This fascination planted in him a desire to go further and explore the skies, a dream fueled by a unique mix of imagination and a solid foundation in technology that he began building as a child. But how did this farm boy, captivated by machines, find himself at the center of aviation history? It was in Paris, the European capital of technological advancement, that Santos Dumont found his true stage. Driven by the idea of seeing the world beyond Brazil's borders, he set out for France, a destination that, at the time, buzzed with the latest developments in science and aviation. There, among intellectuals and inventors, he discovered balloons. It was as if the sky had become even closer and more attainable, and it didn't take long before Dumont started putting his plans into action, building and piloting his own balloons. Each new flight was a lesson and a revelation, and Brazil, his homeland, now watched from afar as Dumont earned the respect of France and captured the world's attention. He wasn't just flying, he was showing the public that the skies could be conquered. In an era when flying was almost seen as magic, he brought aviation to the main stage, inspiring those around him and opening doors to ideas yet to come. This adventure with balloons was just the beginning. Something bigger was on the horizon. Are you enjoying the content? Our channel is showing you a contemporary Brazil far beyond the stereotypes of a country of samba, football, beaches, and caipirinhas. A vision from someone who lives the Brazilian reality, from someone who knows that this is a country with the capacity to be a world power in several areas, all in light, easy to understand language. We ask for your support to continue improving. Send suggestions, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to receive news from our channel. Leave a like as this encourages us a lot. Thank you. With the success of his balloons, Santos Dumont soon realized his next step was to go beyond simply floating in the air. He wanted total control over the skies. That's when he dedicated himself to building airships, vehicles that, aside from floating, could be steered precisely. In a Paris brimming with curious spectators, Dumont revolutionized the concept of flight by circling the Eiffel Tower in his airship No. 6. This feat brought him instant fame, prizes, and the admiration of Europe's elite, who watched in awe as a Brazilian conquered the sky. Circling the Eiffel Tower wasn't just a technical achievement, it was a statement to the world that aviation was here to stay. It was a blend of science and spectacle, which he handled masterfully. That flight inspired a generation to dream bigger and believe that humans could indeed challenge gravity. But if Dumont was already admired at that point, he had something even bolder in store, the first airplane to fly before an audience. And thus, he was gearing up for the next big step. On October 23, 1906, Santos Dumont made history with a feat that left the world speechless. It was with the 14 bis, a bold and innovative machine, that he achieved the first public flight of an airplane heavier than air, without any external assistance. In a park in Paris, before an eager and attentive crowd, the 14 bis took off and flew an impressive 60 meters. It wasn't just a flight. It was the realization of a dream, a milestone that solidified Brazil's and Dumont's positions in aviation history. That moment represented much more than a mere flight. It was proof that the impossible could be challenged and overcome. There, Dumont not only elevated himself, but inspired other visionaries to pursue their own paths through the skies. The 14 bis's accomplishment ignited a spark in the world of aviation and raised a question: who, after all, was the true pioneer of flight? With this flight, Dumont set off a silent yet profound rivalry with the Wright Brothers, which would become one of the greatest debates in aviation history. Santos Dumont's success with the 14 bis not only wowed the public, but also sparked a debate that continues today. Who was, in fact, the true pioneer of aviation? While Dumont conducted public and independent flights, the Wright brothers in the United States claimed to have flown years earlier, although using catapults and without outside witnesses. The philosophical difference was clear. Dumont believed in public and accessible flight, while the Wrights opted for the protection and exclusivity of their inventions. This historic rivalry turned out to be more than a technical competition. It was also a matter of vision and purpose. Dumont, with his open and altruistic spirit, wanted everyone to see and believe in the possibility of flight. The Wrights, on the other hand, focused on patents and commercialization. And so, aviation saw its first two legendary figures emerge, each playing a crucial role in the development of flight, but with very different paths and motivations. But Dumont's legacy didn't end there. He soon left marks in other areas of culture. Beyond ruling the skies, Santos Dumont also left his mark on fashion and culture. He was a style icon at the time, known for his elegance and originality. One of his most curious legacies was the wristwatch, born out of a practical need. Dumont wanted a watch he could check while flying without letting go of the controls. In collaboration with Cartier, he helped create this accessory, which is so common today but was innovative and exclusive at the time. Dumont also popularized the Panama hat, making it part of his visual identity. This style choice represented more than just aesthetic preference. It was his way of showing the world that aviation could be charming, modern, and above all, accessible. His contributions went beyond technology and reached popular culture, influencing society's behavior and becoming a reference even for those who never took to the skies. But while Dumont expanded his influence on culture, global recognition of his work as an aviator also grew. Santos Dumont not only conquered the skies, he earned a permanent place in history, celebrated worldwide as the true father of aviation. His boldness and futuristic vision left a profound mark, and his contributions to modern aviation continue to be recognized today, both in Brazil and beyond. Monuments, tributes, and even airports bear his name, perpetuating the legacy of this Brazilian who saw the sky as a new frontier for humanity. Each of these honors echoes respect and admiration for his courage. Even in the United States, where the Wright Brothers story prevails, many acknowledge Dumont's contributions. His inclusive approach, conducting public flights, won the hearts of those who dreamed of flying. He believed that the sky should be a destination for everyone, not a guarded privilege, and so Dumont secured his place among aviation's greatest, leaving a legacy that crosses borders and inspires generations. But how did he face the consequences of his inventions? In his final years, Dumont had much to reflect on regarding aviation's future. In the last years of his life, Santos Dumont watched aviation take new turns, not all as he had hoped. He witnessed with sadness the military use of aircraft, seeing his inventions meant to connect people and explore the world, used as tools of destruction. This impact deeply affected him, leading him to a painful reflection on his creation's fate. Dumont, who saw aviation as a symbol of freedom, was disheartened by its darker directions. Despite his disillusionment, Dumont remains a symbol of innovation and idealism. Even as he faced a reality he hadn't anticipated, he is remembered as the man who dared to dream and put Brazil on the aviation map. His story serves as a lesson for everyone aiming for greatness, a reminder that the future of an invention can take unexpected turns. And so ended the journey of one of history's greatest visionaries, though his legacy's impact continues to inspire and awaken the dream of flight. So, after learning about the inspiring journey of Santos Dumont, what stands out is the power of a vision that pushed boundaries and transformed our view of the world. He proved that seemingly impossible dreams can indeed be reached. But what about you? What are you doing to pursue your own dreams? If Santos Dumont taught us anything, it's that the path to great achievements is open to those with courage and determination. So why not start exploring the sky of possibilities ahead of you? Leave a comment sharing what inspired you most about this story. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to keep up with content like this. After all, there are always new stories to discover and new flights to plan.